Hi everyone, and welcome to the second video of this series where I try to use storyline as I would a game engine. So in the previous video, we scoped our little game, and this is what we agreed. Like, we want to create a system where we can move the character using WASD keys or arrow keys, navigate between the rooms, block movement of the character with the walls, and maybe add some dialog boxes so that we have that game-like experience. So I'm happy to report that I've actually managed to do the first one. So that one is done. And I want to show you how it looks like. So here is my storyline. As you can see, apparently it looks not so complex. If I go to preview this slide, and I just start moving with my WASD keys, you can see it moves, it's alive. So at the moment, there are boundaries, so our little character cannot go outside of the slide. But as you can see, like, it can go anywhere it wants. Like, it can just jump over these things, it can jump on the table and like do whatever it wants. We still don't have any other systems in place. So this is the first version. And I want to show you some of the interesting challenges that I faced, because like how this scene looks in storyline, as you can see. And you would expect that if I put little guy here, and if I preview, everything should work, right? Well, look, it goes, but it doesn't want to go completely on the left, and doesn't want to go on the top, like, as if the whole screen actually moved. And if I go all the way down, oh look, he's nowhere to be found. Ah, here he is. Okay, so there are many additional elements that we need to take into the account when we want to play with JavaScript. And I have been learning this in not so easy way. Luckily, I had my good friend ChatGPT to help me out when I get stuck. So in order for this to work, I actually always need to position my character on the top right, the top left, and I don't know how I passed the driving exam. And as you can see, when I put it on the top left, there are these two little numbers, 0, 0, which represents the coordinate of our little guy. So that is all for this demo. I had a couple of additional things that I would like to build. But before I share that, I also wanted to share some of the, I would call them interesting things that I was not aware of before I actually started making games. If I go on this website, that's called itch.io, you can find many cool and interesting things. You can find games that other people have made, because in essence, this is a site focused on game jams and making games. But there is this little part here that's called game assets. So if you open this one, you will have so many interesting assets that you can use in your e-learnings as well. So for example, this modern interiors is the asset that I actually used in this little game. But what is also really cool is that a lot of creators on itch.io is giving their assets for free. So if you go here and, for example, I can see that there is a version of this modern interior done by this artist, Limezoo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it looks gorgeous, like from my point of view at least. You can download these assets and you can play around with them. If you want to build what I built in Storyline, like this room, the layout, adding the characters, there is an open source tool that's called Tiled, or mapeditor.org. Again, this is open source, free tool where you can go, you can play around, you can use your tile set that you have downloaded. In this case, this is what I'm using. I can select different layers. I can select, I don't know, this sofa, and I can just place it here. I can rotate it if I want in different ways, and so on. That's the update. In the next part, what I will be focusing on is polishing a bit more this character movement, adding some of the elements that you can actually reposition your character, and focusing on blocking that movement with walls, because that part of having a physics in storyline can be a bit tricky, but I already have an idea how I will be able to do that, hopefully. Okay, if you have any questions, if you would like to see some additional content, how I'm making some of the stuff, or you just want for us to add something to this game, just feel free to add those ideas into the comments. Okay, that would be all for now. Thank you for watching and see you in another video. Bye.